Hi friends, my name is Ben. I'm so excited to introduce myself to you. I am here in beautiful Chicago, Illinois. There's our skyline behind me. And today I am going to show you around my neighborhood of Lakeview. Aptly named, right? That's Lake Michigan right there. And I'm going to show you the top 5, we'll go with 5 today, although there's many more, my top 5 favorite things about my neighborhood, so that when you come to visit me, you'll already have an itinerary in place. So come on, let's go. All right, folks, I've put on my helmet, put on my sunglasses, got my bike, hopped on it, and I'm ready to take you on a tour. I live along Chicago's 18-mile lakefront trail, which runs up and down Lake Michigan from the north to the south side of the city. It's most busy in the summer, of course, but you'll find runners, walkers, and bikers all year round. In 2018, the city made a great improvement to the trail by separating bike lanes from walk and run lanes, and for much of it, fully splitting them far away from one another. It has eased congestion and made it safer for everyone, and I just love riding on it. It's one of my favorite things to do. Now, I'm making my way over to another of my favorite spots along the lake. Back in the summer of 2020, while I was looking for ways to occupy my time outdoors at the height of the pandemic, I took up birdwatching because we have one of the most popular birdwatching sites in the state of Illinois, just a 10-minute bike ride from my home. During migratory season, tens of thousands of birds stop here for rest, and over 300 species have been identified within. And of course, in addition to the birds, there are chipmunks, squirrels, bats, rabbits, and possums here, along with the occasional coyote and fox. There's even a beaver who lives under the pier nearby. Now, I'm going to step out of the sanctuary for a look at the beach. Chicago has 26 miles of scenic lakefront on Lake Michigan, filled with parks, beaches, and lots of fun. Now, I know you might not think of Chicago as a beach destination, but we have 24 sand beaches of various size up and down the lake, and each summer they're packed with people having a great time and cooling off in the often chilly waters of the lake. And of course, boating season is huge here, filled with sailing boats and speedboats all over the place. And at different spots, you can rent kayaks or stand-up paddle boards to take along the shoreline. I'm going to step over just a little bit into the park to talk about what I like to do there. Lincoln Park is Chicago's largest park, stretching for 7 miles up and down Lake Michigan. It's named after Abraham Lincoln, like many things throughout the city and state, to honor our favorite son. Lincoln Park sits between the lake and the city's famous Lakeshore Drive, and no residential buildings, except for one that snuck in the 70s, are allowed to be built between the two, keeping it an urban oasis for all to enjoy. It's a place of relaxation and recreation where you can find people dining, playing volleyball, golf and tennis, and many other sports, and flying kites. It's also a great spot for a picnic. Now I'm going to hop back on my bike and head back to the streets. We're now a 10-minute bike ride from our last stop and 5 from my home, headed over to one of Chicago's most sacred spaces, Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. Today is a game day, so you're going to get to see the neighborhood really active. Wrigley Field was built in 1914, making it the second oldest Major League Baseball park in the United States. In 2016, they made everyone very happy here when they finally ended their 108-year World Series drought. Now, even if you're not a baseball fan, coming to the stadium is a great experience. And in fact, you can get afternoon tours of the ballpark before they play, or anytime they're out of town. And another thing that makes Wrigley Field so unique is the area that surrounds it, which is known as Wrigleyville. It's full of bars and restaurants that are overflowing with people on game days, just a giant party. And it's also a party here on non-game days as well. I'm heading 2 blocks over now to show you another famous party strip in the city. We just cut over to North Halsted, also known as Boys Town. It's one of the country's most inclusive LGBTQ+ communities, and the oldest officially recognized gay neighborhood in the United States. It's pretty quiet here right now, but give it several hours for the sun to go down, and these sidewalks will be packed with people having a great time and waiting in line for bars. The streetscape pays homage to the community with rainbow crosswalks and rainbow pylon structures, which also have plaques for the Legacy Project, which commemorates important people and milestones in LGBTQ+ history. The street, Halsted, is also the nexus of the city's annual Pride Parade in June, which attracts over 1 million people each year. It's time for me to head home, which is just about, a 2 or 3 minute bike ride away. All right, here we are back home. I hope you had a great time with me. Time for me to put the bike away and kick up my feet for a while.